Hey everybody, this is Miss Doolittle. Thanks for watching. We are looking this time at graphs of polynomial functions. So there are some particular characteristics about the graphs of polynomial functions, and we're going to talk about those a little bit to get you guys used to that so you know what to look for, okay? So first off, a graph of a polynomial function is continuous. That means you can draw it completely without picking up your pencil, and there are no jumps and no holes in the graph, okay? So we're going to take a look at a few that are not continuous, and then we're going to take a look at some that are continuous so you can see the difference. So you can see in this graph, hopefully you can see my dot there waving around. This is a non-continuous graph because I would have to pick up my pencil to cross this line. Not only that, I also have a hole in the graph here. So there is a jump and a hole in this first grid on this first graph that we're looking at. So not a continuous graph. So that tells me right away that this is not a continuous function. Therefore, it cannot be polynomial. A polynomial graph must be continuous, okay? Now, on this second one here, you can see again, I could keep my pencil down all the way until I got to here, but then I would literally have to pick up my pencil and start over again to draw this line, okay? I would have to put it back down on the paper to draw that line. So this one has a jump in it, holes in a jump. Pardon me. So this is also not a continuous graph. Therefore, it is not representative of a polynomial function, okay? This one, straight line, almost continuous, but it does have a hole in it, okay? So in order to get around that hole, theoretically, I would technically have to pick up my pencil and move over that, right? The fourth one has both jumps and holes in it, a couple of holes here, and this one has an asymptote that we would have to get across, so that's going to be a jump. So anyway, none of these four are going to be considered to be polynomial functions because none of them are continuous, okay? Now, over here we've got continuous graphs. This is a curve, right? So this is a trig function curve, probably a sine curve that's been transformed. But you can see that I can just keep moving my pen over top of this graph and I don't have to pick it up. There are no jumps, no holes. So this one is continuous. A straight line that goes on forever in both directions with no jumps, no holes, things like that, that is continuous. This one is also continuous. It's a weird looking curve, but it is continuous. So I don't have to pick up my pencil, no jumps, no holes. This absolute value function is also continuous. No jumps, no holes. I do not have to pick up my pencil to draw that, okay? All right, now, the other thing I need you guys to know about the graph of a polynomial function is that they are smooth. Now, what that means is it cannot have sharp corners, okay? So a smooth graph does not have sharp corners. So you guys saw all of these on the last one. You can see that this one does not have sharp corners. It has turns in it for sure, but none of them are sharp corners, okay? Straight line doesn't even have any turns, so that's definitely a smooth graph. This one is also smooth, by the way. This one, again, no sharp corners, so this one is a smooth graph. So far, so good. Now, this particular one, though, this absolute value function graph, this has a sharp corner right down here. So notice how it's not this smooth curve, it is more of a sharp, pointy corner. That means that is not a smooth graph. So I know that this one is not going to be a polynomial function because it is not a smooth graph. So not only do the graphs have to be continuous, but they also have to be smooth to be graphs of polynomial functions. So here's one thing I want you to take away from this is whenever the time comes and you guys start drawing the graphs of these polynomial functions, in your drawings, they should all be continuous and they should be smooth. You should not have sharp corners on your graph when you draw them, okay?